Hello, I'm Elaine Quinn, and I am here to talk about some reflections on um, bringing an authentic voice and a voice of the feminine into the legal system. And I'm just sharing some different reflections as they occur to me at different times. So something that I wanted to talk about today is I was speaking with someone yesterday, and I was what was happening for me was I was having a moment of trying to decide whether or not to take on a certain piece of work or a certain role, a part-time role, and it is a legal role. And through talking with this person, I realized that I was holding a certain perception of this work, um, and it took someone else to reflect it back to me for me to really see what I was doing. I hadn't realized it, and so what I was doing was this role is with a company, and I was categorizing it as kind of mainstream legal work. Whereas what I have been interested in for some time has been more what you would call conscious law, or bringing transformation into the legal field, or developing these feminine oriented approaches in law, and just something very new and radical, or that's what it feels like. But of course, on a physical material level, I need an income, and I need maybe more stability and that kind of thing. And so this job had come up a little while ago, and it seems as though it's being offered to me in some way. And in my mind, I knew that I was attracted to the role. I mean, for one thing, the women that I've spoken to in the interviews were really lovely, had a good connection. Um, like, say, from if I'm speaking about that feminine side of things, I felt that energy. I felt a warmth, I felt a welcome, felt a flexibility, kindness, all those things. And the company itself, I don't know too many things about the world of sustainability. It's not really my field, but it's in a broad context, it's doing good things, or at least that's what it says it's doing. And so that was positive too. Um, and the work, etc. So there's lots of positives for the role, but there was this feeling in me that I was compromising, that I was surrendering to the mainstream, that I wouldn't be able to be who I want to be, speak as I want to speak, express the things that I want to share, um, which is exploring this more embodied sense of the feminine. And I know, it feels very new for me still. Like I still feel very awkward even as I make these videos. I'm like, Elaine, you're just talking a load of gobbledygook, because it's a sensation that I'm trying to give words to that doesn't easily find words. And so it's just an ongoing exploration. So in any event, yeah, I felt like somehow there would be this compromise. And so when I was speaking to this lady, it was very helpful. This was kind of like a healing session, and I brought this decision to her, and I was talking about it and my difficulty in making the decision. And she just pointed out, you know, why can't you be yourself in this particular role? Or is this law not spiritual? And the minute she said it, I got it, because I know this already, and I would have even said this myself, but for some reason I just couldn't see it as I was making the decision. And that is that I was kind of splitting it. So, this kind of even putting the labels of mainstream law, what does that even mean? I mean, it's all the one thing, it's just me as I am, feeling as I do, expressing what I want to share, doing some particular work that has seems to have come my way. And it's not to say that eventually I might make the decision or not to take it. Of course, sometimes it might feel wrong, or it might not feel aligned, or for various reasons. But as long as the reason isn't just, oh no, that's mainstream, and so I just do this conscious law over here. I don't do that mainstream law. I mean, like, that just doesn't make sense, because it's all the one thing. The whole field is being and transforming and as it goes, and it would not be a reason not to take that position. Why shouldn't I be who I am in that role? Why shouldn't I feel as I do, express what I want to express in that role? So yeah, that really helped me just to kind of shift in a way, and to see that I was splitting myself. Um, and that there was this split of I can't be myself, and that comes up for me a lot in different things. Um, I can't be myself with that person. I can't be myself in that situation. But that seems to be that's the work to blossom where you're planted. Um, and so I just wanted to read a short quote as well from Padma Menon, who speaks about the divine feminine. I just love her words. I found her recently, and she just says, this is one of the other characteristics of the divine feminine, which is that every lens in the divine feminine is aiming to connect us to all of life around us. So whereas in the mind-dominated paradigms, we have the story of the human, which essentially separates us and makes us something other than everything around, in the divine feminine, the aim is to connect us so that we can experience how we are unified with everything around us. So it struck me that while I was making that decision, I was actually meeting something inside of myself, and that was the real issue. It wasn't, this mainstream law over here, or whatever, this over here. It was actually more, the split was in myself, of this voice, you can't be yourself there, or you can't. And so this lady also was challenging me to ask myself, what does it feel like to hear you can be yourself? You can be yourself here and there and there. Yeah. And yeah, I was just thinking, we might find ourselves being brought to different places, maybe different places where we're needed more. Life is bringing us to different locations, and maybe it's just about meeting those, and honestly reviewing whether this, it feels aligned, and whether we are correctly kind of um, interpreting the situation. So, thank you.